This video is all about those jaw-dropping moments that stayed with us long after we put the controller down. I've selected 10 instances that made gamers go, whoa. From intense cutscenes that got our hearts pounding to plot twists that left us speechless. I invite you to tell me about your moments you won't forget in the comments, and I might just do another video made from our subscribers' choices of unforgettable surprises that shaped our RPG adventures over the years. First up, we have Final Fantasy VII. There was a bunch of great choices from this game, and I bet they're all flashing through your mind right now. But I think most of you will agree with me that the most shocking moment was when Sephiroth dropped down and slid his Masamune into Aerith's back. Though the original came out back in 1997, there are still people playing this version of the game for the first time, and it seems universal. It gets everyone. They are either lost for words or shouting at the screen. I still remember my friends sitting around the PC at this moment. We were just waiting in silence for it to be revealed that Aerith wasn't dead, but it never came. Mass Effect 2 begins shortly after the events of the first game, with Commander Shepard off facing skirmishes against the Geth. Cerberus agent Miranda Lawson expresses frustration over Shepard being sent out despite doing everything right. Seems like quite the standard intro bringing you up to speed, but I wasn't expecting what happened next. Changing scenes to the ship the Normandy, suddenly chaos erupts when an unknown ship blasts through them with a powerful laser. Shepard takes control and rushes to save the ship, life pods ejecting down the side of the ship and everything on fire. There is a brief moment of calm as Shepard walks through what was the rear of the main deck to get to Joker, the pilot. The second strike left players at the edge of their seats as Shepard is pulled towards the ship's laser, then thrown out of the ship as it explodes. Somehow surviving that, air is leaking out, but he manages to stop that, but then we are left with him falling down to a planet. There's no way your Shepard that you made from the first game could have survived that, and the Normandy, your ship, is destroyed. While all Mass Effect games have impactful intros, Mass Effect 2 feels personal. At the start of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the player wakes up as a soldier in the Galactic Republic aboard the Endar Spire, a Hammerhead-class capital ship. The ship is on a mission led by Jedi Sentinel Bastila Shan, and the player is thrust into the middle of a battle against the Sith. With the assistance of another Republic soldier, Trask Algo.
Damn, another Dark Jedi! I'll try to hold him off! You get to the escape pods! Go!
The player escapes the doomed vessel, facing challenges and eventually crash landing on the Sith-occupied planet Taros. The main objective becomes clear: find and rescue Bastila Shan, whose escape pod also landed on Taros. Bastila is crucial to the Republic's war effort due to her unique Force ability, Battle Meditation. As you progress in Knights of the Old Republic's main storyline, a larger quest takes your character across various planets. Throughout your journey, you discover more about your character's past. Later, in a scene where you're facing Darth Malak, it is revealed that your character is in fact Darth Revan.
You cannot hide from what you once were, Revan.
This twist adds complexity to the narrative of the game that I hadn't experienced before, as you have to grapple with the duality of being a both former Sith Lord and the potential savior of the Republic. In the gaming world, certain bosses are intentionally made unbeatable, serving as extreme challenges for players seeking the pinnacle of difficulty. In Everquest, Seraphim was one such mythical dragon with millions of hit points, meant to be a unique story moment rather than a repeatable world boss. For years, players accepted that Seraphim was an unkillable force until a guild on the Ralos Zek PvP server decided to challenge this notion in 2003. In a dramatic showdown, adventurers fought over 3 hours against this dragon, defying its formidable abilities that could wipe out large groups instantaneously.
Do we have a cleric camped?
Sony Online Entertainment employees watched nervously, fearing server crashes or unintended consequences. To everyone's surprise, SOE intervened and deactivated the sleeper at 26% health due to concerns about the game's stability. Outraged by what they saw as interference, players protested against SOE, viewing it as an attack on the freedom of the virtual world. In response to the backlash, SOE apologised, respawned Seraphim and allowed the players a fair chance. On November 17th, after a 4-hour battle involving over 200 players and thousands of resurrections, Seraphim was defeated. The next one I have lined up is a game from 2008, walking out of Vault 101 to a blinding light and the open landscape of the ruins of Washington DC, with an entire state to explore, and exploring was what I loved about this game. So imagine my surprise as I moved the main story quest along with me when I got to the mission Take It Back, to be presented with an ultimatum. I had to make a choice. The water purifier had been sabotaged and needed to be turned on. So I could either sacrifice myself to the radiation and bring new hope to the capital, selfishly select another to go in my place, or release a virus into the water that would purify the world from mutant ghouls and others. But with that choice I was still sacrificing myself to the radiation.
So, what should we do? Draw straws?
Though I wanted to be the good hero, the same way I played the rest of the game, I wanted to see the results, so I sent in Sarah, a sentinel from the Brotherhood of Steel, to do it for me. But that was it. That was the last thing I could do in the game. No matter what I picked, the game was finished. A cutscene would play and it just ends. I was left shocked that this was how it finished and that I couldn't see the results of everything I did.
Instead, allowing a true hero to venture into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity and sacrifice her own life for the greater good of mankind.
Back in the year 2000, Deus Ex introduced us to a fascinating encounter between JC Denton and the AI called Morpheus. This conversation opened up a dialogue on the potential role of artificial intelligence in replacing our age-old need for a god. Morpheus, with its heuristic language and vast knowledge, greets JC Denton with a detailed summary of his life, or lack thereof.
JC Denton, 43 years old, no residence, no ancestors, no employer.
Denton is revealed to be a planned organism, challenging the very essence of human identity. It suggests that we could be meticulously engineered entities rather than products of natural evolution. But the real shocker comes when Morpheus unveils its purpose, claiming to be a prototype for a much larger system, Echelon 4. Though Morpheus was designed to amuse visitors with information about themselves, the idea that humans find pleasure in constant surveillance and understanding takes centre stage, proposing that an AI could become the new deity by satisfying our innate desire for observation and judgment. So, World of Warcraft MMORPG has been a big deal since its release in 2004. The current estimated total player count across the years is almost 130 million. In September 2005, a new game area, Zul'Gurub, was added. It was time for players to face the boss Hacker, the Soulflayer, who had a debuff named Corrupted Blood, which is transferable from player to player, but is confined to the game area, so no worries there. Until a hunter worked out that their pets could be infected, and when put away would hold on to this debuff until recalled again. It's thought that someone originally did this on purpose, but either way the Corrupted Blood virus broke loose in the middle of a main city. From there it spread like wildfire across the entire World of Warcraft universe. Troll players heard about this and replicated it in multiple cities across many servers. Blizzard struggles big time to control the virus pandemic. Quarantine zones and fixes don't cut it. After a week of chaos, they do a hard reset and make pets immune to the Corrupted Blood. Crazy, right? The unintentional chaos of Corrupted Blood got game developers thinking. Blizzard even intentionally added similar story events in expansions. Epidemiologists noticed this virus chaos too. They reached out to Blizzard thinking it could be used as a disease model. Turns out MMORPGs like World of Warcraft are unique for studying human reactions to outbreaks. So this programming glitch in World of Warcraft had a bigger impact than you'd think. It left a mark on the gaming world and even influenced how researchers study real-world diseases. Which were you, blue or red? Personally, I had Blue back in 1999. This game stormed through all the schools in my area. Everyone that was into games back then was playing it. So naturally, people were connecting their Game Boys and battling. But before you could be the very best, you needed to capture and level your Pokemon. You could only pick 6 to battle with, and one of the most well-known powerful Pokemon you could get in the game was Mewtwo.
So you do have some fight in you.
After you beat Team Rocket's leader, Giovanni, to get the Master Ball from the president of Slivko in Saffron City, capturing Mewtwo in the hidden cave at the back of Viridian City was one of the last things you'd probably do in the game. With the Master Ball, I knew it was a guaranteed catch. The ball still did its signature shakes, and only when it stopped I remember clearly squeaking in a high-pitched yes. That moment was iconic in my gaming childhood, and I couldn't wait to go battle all the people at school who had yet to finish the game. Baldurs Gate 3 is a never-ending well of shocks, twists and surprises, but the choices you make that result in a game over are by far the most impactful to players. There is one that shouldn't shock you, as you were warned multiple times that it's dangerous, but some players just really want to return to Act 1 after the hard lock. In doing so, you accept the Dream Guardian can no longer protect you, and so the Absolute can find you and turns you into an Illithid.
Join me. Throw.
What was your favourite choice of no return in Baldur's Gate? Let me know in the comments. The Zelda series has been an RPG that gamers have always loved. With each iterance of Link comes a new story, but in a different time. So even though Link may be different, you still carry the same fondness for the hero of time. In the year 2000, Nintendo released Majora's Mask, with a very similar feel to the first N64 Zelda Ocarina of Time. Only this time, you have just under 1 hour before the world is destroyed. Though at any time before this happens, you can use the Ocarina to play the Song of Time and return to day 1. There was little to no chance you didn't know your time was running out, but some players still wanted to know what happened if you let the moon reach Hyrule. Well, the game came with what I consider one of the most epic cutscenes of its day. The moon grew huge, taking up the sky as the time ran out, and, well, just see for yourself. That's it. Those were some of my most memorable moments throughout the years in RPGs. I know some of you have already gone to the comment section to tell me a huge one that I must have missed, which is great because I really want to get some ideas of what made you have a passion for RPGs. And remember to like the comments of the best ones to make sure I see them. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to hit all the buttons and see you next time.